Welcome to my desktop. Today we are going to talk about main loops, and one of the main uses you see of the while loop in pretty much every program. So what we're going to do here is we're going to build from scratch using Visual Studio here. We're going to build from scratch a while loop that infinitely does stuff until you tell it to leave. So we're just giving it a name, and you can follow along exactly if you want, but ultimately the names of things don't really matter. It's this concept of the loop that matters. But if you want to get to exactly where I'm at here, sure, follow along. So now that we're in our new project, I like to show all files here because it's just easier to tell what's going on. But really what we want to do is just add a class. So I'm going to put this main while loop in a class. Think of this as like the center of your app where everything is checked. So you want to bring it all together in this sort of file. And I'm doing it in a class just because it's C++ and this is sort of a standard practice. You could just do this all in functions if you want. So there we go. Okay, and now we're just going to add a main file, main.cpp, so we have an entry point for when we press our run button. There we go. And now we're just going to take some time to build up these files. So starting from these three, we can get a while loop going that we could use for the core of anything, be it a game, something that does something until you close the program. I think what we're going to do here is just make a processor, just a character processor. So this sort of thing could be used to parse text, but it isn't really, the loop is just showing the concept. So I'm thinking here, I want to return whatever this main loop returns. So I'm just going to call it a stack here. And our main loop, it's going to have a run function. Well, this is a main loop class, so we need to build it up so it handles a loop. And you might have a better name for your class once you know exactly what it does, but this is just an example. So what I'm actually doing here with this getInstance function that's static and returns a pointer to this class is making it a singleton. And also I want to be able to type that run main loop to just do everything all in one go. So I'm just going to make this a macro. So anytime you include this main loop header, you also get this macro. And that'll save us some character typing. As you can see, it's a bit of extra text to do the old getInstance run, which might just, it just looks cleaner to say run main loop. So in this getInstance, we're going to need to make our main loop variable. And we're going to do it actually as a unique pointer. This will allocate the main loop on the stack, or I'm sorry, the heap. And we'll also take care of deallocating since it's a unique pointer. Names are hard. I can't call it main loop because, well, it's already the name. How about just ML? No? mloop? Maybe it doesn't even matter. Just gotta give it a name. So let's go ahead and make unique. So we do this all in the getInstance function. Since it's static, it only instantiates the very first time. And then it of course returns main loop. So no matter how many times you call main loop, it's only going to create the main loop class once and then just return it. And everything looks pretty good there. Let's make sure this actually returns a pointer. Okay, well now that we've got a way to access it as a singleton, let's make our run function. And I should say, the reason this is a singleton is because we don't want more than one instance of it ever created. There may be other cases that you can come up with where you don't want it to be a singleton, but it's just for example here. So here we're making a while loop, and it runs while true, which is what that one is, and it just basically says the loop is running. In this way, let's include IOStream. Of course, we need that. So when we hit play here, it should hit our main and just run this loop. And as you can see, it's just going through it many times. Since I have no condition for it to stop, it'll just go until I close it. So what we could do to further this along, well, we've shown the main part. Okay, so this is how you run an infinite loop. This is how you do it in a singleton class. But now you need some states. You need some sort of, we'll say a state machine. That might not be the perfect word for this scenario, but basically you can design some sort of state machine, and your while loop process is based on it. We're going to make a character choice, and we're just going to grab from the user every loop a new character. And we're going to say if they put in this tilde, then it'll exit the program. So that's going to be our ending clause, just because there's got to be something. And no one ever presses that key unless they're very intentionally doing so. There's probably a better way to exit. So let's just say enter a character, and then we'll take from the user a character. So now when this while loop goes, what's going to happen is every loop, it's going to sit at this choice as long as there's nothing in the stream, and it's going to wait for something in that input stream. And then we're just going to say here what was last processed. Since we're seeing just one character, it is literally only going to take one character out of the stream at a time. And then we're going to just say after the loop, or after they press it, that it was processed. Now also this allows us to do something else. As long as we're in this loop, it's just going to keep taking characters and spitting them out. And we can decide what we want to do with those. We can add them to a string, maybe you want an entry field or something on your program. You could essentially do it with this loop. You don't need all these couts, of course, but just for example, you can see I'm spamming keys here, and it is processing them all. So if you're looking for text input, this is basically all you got to do. Just take these characters and process them as needed as the user enters them. Well, that's pretty much it. Let me know if you like this, and please consider subscribing. I also have a Patreon. I could use any support I can get over there, and it means a lot. I will add you to the credits of videos if you would be a Patreon of mine, and we'll come up with more stuff later. Peace out, guys.